Life is a journey, a pilgrimage, and ultimately our destination is to head home and one day be with Jesus. And I can't wait for that day. But in the not yet, life can be hard and not easy. And I love this idea that as we are following Jesus home one day and setting our eyes on him, we are reorienting how we even think about our life, that it's not seeking after comfort, but it's seeking after that Christ-likeness that the Spirit wants to sanctify and transform us in, to become more like Jesus, to be complete in Jesus. And sometimes that great work that God does happens in those unexpected places. It doesn't happen in the ease and the comfort. It happens sometimes in those dry seasons, those harder roads that we're walking, those difficult places. And I think our temptation is to want to be through it and on the other side and to avoid it at all costs. And if that is you today, you're going through something or a loved one's going through something that's really hard, can I encourage you to just stay, to be present with what God is doing in your life, to not miss some of the unexpected blessings and growth and deepening that God does in these dry seasons. Listen to Psalm 84, verses 5 through 6. It says, "Blessed are those whose strength is in you, whose hearts are set on pilgrimage. As they pass through the valley of Baca, they make it a place of springs. The autumn rains also cover it with pools." This was written by the sons of Korah, who are basically like our Thrive worship band, and they were traveling to Jerusalem to worship the living God in the temple. And the psalm mentions the Valley of Baca, and historically, this most likely was a very dry part of the journey that they had to pass through, really representing a difficult place to be. But look what happens to those who put their strength in the Lord. When we put our strength in the Lord, it says they make it a place of springs. In other words, what was once dry becomes refreshed. What should have been a place of sorrow or a place of discouragement is actually transformed because of who they put their trust in, because of who we can put our trust in and find our strength. This is the power of God's presence in our lives every day. We don't have to travel to the temple to encounter God. Through Christ, the holy temple, the living tabernacle lives within each of us. So wherever we go, whatever we're going through, God goes with us. He dwells with us. So when we are looking to him to protect us, to provide for us, to cling to his promises, when we're experiencing his presence in those harder seasons, we're actually creating these springs of water, not only for our own good, but also for the good of others who are coming after us and around us. We don't give up, but we move from moment to moment, from one spring to the next that can satisfy us until we get to our final destination. I don't know if you're in a valley of Baca today or someone you love is, but my encouragement to you is to do exactly what the sons of Korah did. They made that place a resting place in God. They drew upon his promises, they drew upon his strength, they drew upon the power, they drew upon his love, they knew scripture, they prayed, and in those moments, they were given the ability to persevere and to continue forward towards that final destination. So take a few minutes today and do just that. Turn that dry, discouraging place into a place of spring, not just for your benefit, but for all who are in your life and watching you go through this season.